It's Jerry. Hey, Jerry, you're on with Scott. Good morning.
Good morning, Scott. Good morning. I tend to disagree with you about the harassment part. I'm also a union member. I've been a union member for over 30 years. My understanding, the way a shop union would, I'm a construction worker in a union, but my understanding, the way it works now, is that you have to file your card. You have to get 50% of the employees that would be affected to sign this card, and then you go for a vote. Am I wrong?
You're wrong about the second part. Yes, the first part is correct. You have to sign the card with somebody walks up to you and says, "Hey, I need you to sign this card," or "Why haven't you signed this card?" Once the 50 plus 1...
Or why did you sign this card from the other end? The management would go, "Why did you sign that card?"
Well, look, the reality is that once they let me address the rest of your question. So once the 50% plus 1 of cards are signed, bang, you have a union. There was never an election where there's a secret ballot where every single employee gets to show up and vote, and that's the part we don't agree with.
Well, that's the proposed part. I'm talking about the way it is now. If you sign if you get your 51% of your employees to sign the card, and then you have your secret ballot.
Right, right. That's the way. What you have now, yes, you have cards, and then you have secret ballot. This eliminates the secret ballot, and we are opposed to that.
And after you get 51 people to sign the card that you want to have a vote, this law would just bring on the collective bargaining.
Well, this law, once you had enough cards signed under this law, there would be a union formed, and so I think the collective bargaining would. I'm not sure how long it would take to go to a labor negotiation, but the point is, in the equation, this law eliminates the part where everybody gets to go and cast a secret ballot, and we think it's wrong.
Well, and my point being is after you sign this card, and I've seen this work out at Toyota, is that you have what they call non-union lunches, where they'll pay you for your lunch hour, and then you'll have to sit through a lunch where they tell you why this doesn't work. And I'm not picking on Toyota. This is just where I have personal experience of that. And then they'll explain to you what the problems will be. And the union does not have this 45 minutes of lockdown time to where they can work their point. The union does not have the heavy hammer that you're talking about. And I'm a member of a union, and I know this for a fact. You're given some rosy picture to where we're all under John L. Lewis and we've got 50% of the workforce. We're barely treading water here as an organized labor. And we do not use the heavy-handed part for organizing. We more or less have to glad hand you and then smile at you and get you to come over to our way of thinking to a little bit more gentle means of persuasion. I think you're painting us with a black brush, and that's unfair.
Well, I think that there have been repeated instances, documented instances, time and again, where we've seen coercion and pressure applied in this, and that's why we think the protection of the secret ballot is key. At the end of the day, we believe people ought to be able to step into a voting booth or a voting place privately with no one looking over their shoulder and vote how they feel. And, sir, if you look at survey after survey of union members, rank-and-file union members, they overwhelmingly say the secret ballot is important. And I'm in a union, but I say the secret ballot's important, and so that's our position as well.
Jerry, you said in the 40s. Did you hear that comment about the heavy?
Yeah, no, I think if you mean 40 minutes ago, that's fine. I mean, this goes on. Let's be realistic. This goes on, and it's wrong, and that's why we got to have a secret ballot.
Jerry, one more comment from you, sir. Go ahead, Jerry.
Well, my point being is that when in the coal mine in West Virginia, this fella, he spent a bunch of money to decertify that union up there. And then there's also safety instances where we have a bad time with safety regulations, people getting afraid of being fired over safety violations, over bringing safety concerns up. And I believe that if you you talk about a union abusing its members, I can give you 10 instances of a corporation abusing its employees.
Well, but here's our position. There are rules in place where the business end of it and the union end of it should be treated equally when it comes to penalties. Meaning, in other words, both sides should be treated equally when it comes to if one side or the other violates the rules. This would tilt those rules in favor of unions, and the corporations, the business owners, the people running the business would be punished to a greater extent than the unions, and we also think that is not a level playing field.
Jerry, I have to take a break. Mike Argovich is on the line with us now. We'll be speaking with Mike when we come back. 253-5959, touch star 590 from AT&T, toll free from anywhere, 1-877-777-0590, or email jackpatty@WVLKAM.com.